Hey, welcome everyone. Let me put the guitar down. I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a like a flower pot arrangement, kind of like I did last night. Last night was kind of an accident how that turned out. So what I'm gonna do is do the final do the final part of it and see if it works out. It was fun though. It was really fun. I'm using my palette box today. So down here, the paper, I kind of set it in water for a while. It kind of got moist, so it's supposed to keep your paint kind of moist for you. And then you just kind of mix in your box as you go. Grab your colors. I like to mix the colors together because you get a better look, and you don't get the color that comes out of the tube. You get a different color. I'm going to start by putting just some color up here. And then I'll do the same thing. I'm going to flatten it down. And then I'm going to sketch my vase up there. I got a cool idea for a vase today. I kind of looked it up on Google. It's like a modern vase. What this is going to be is this is going to be my background. The background of the painting. I'm grabbing a little glaze, mixing colors and grabbing a little glaze as I go, so it kind of stays, the colors stay vibrant. I'm trying to lighten up the background. I'll just have a little bright red on this one side. So hopefully everybody's doing good. I was supposed to go do a job this morning, but I canceled it till tomorrow because I had a lot of things to do since I'm off today. I decided to do, now that I have some time, I got a show tonight at the Water Wheel. It's called the Water Wheel Tavern here in Seattle. If you happen to be in Seattle today, come and check us out tonight. We start at 7:30 and we play till 9:30. The Water Wheel. So basically this is going to be another one of my paintings I do with the flower vase here with some cool flowers, but what I'm doing a little different today, since I actually know where I'm going with this one, it should come out pretty good. So the one I did last night, after I painted a bunch of abstract stuff up here, and I wiped it down, and I came up with something like this. And this is where I started to do the design with black. This looks pretty good for. Now the painting from last night was really heavy with. I had abstract colors up here everywhere, on top of each other, so it was so heavy I had to take my knife And what I did, I had to knock it all down like this. Just imagine that red was, it was really loaded with acrylic paint. But since I laid this on pretty flat today, I already got that same effect, and it's only been 5 minutes. So I'm already at the starting stage. That took me about 45 minutes to get to this point right here. So if you feel like, I think this could be, anybody can do this art here, and I think you'll enjoy it because this is a 12 by 16, and you just need acrylic paint. You can get these acrylic paints at Michael's. Amsterdam, it's similar to Liquitex. There's different brands you can get. Artist Loft has their own brand. It's pretty good. They got levels 1, 2, and 3. So 2 is like a little better than level 1, but they all work. If you use a level 1 acrylic paint and with a little of that glaze, you could either put this glaze in a cup like I do, and I just grab it with my brush and mix it with the paint as you're putting it up here, then it's going to stay really bright for you. All right, so now I'm gonna put my vase in real quick. Now what's cool about this, I'm going to use black to outline it. Now they make this, Liquitex makes this fluid paint. So it's really runny. So you don't have to grab it out of your palette and get it on the tip just right. This stuff is already, look at, it's already like a liquid form. And it's almost like painting with ink. Okay. I'm going to give this a second to dry, then I'll get started. So hopefully everybody's doing good. I got a lot of things coming up. I got the shows coming up in a couple weeks on the 29th, an art show. I still got to get a bunch of paintings put together to take out there. I won't be able to take them all out there, but I'm trying to get some of these vase flower ones done because I think they're going to sell. They're pretty nice. They're pretty cool paintings. Here's one of the first ones I did. See how nice and bright the color stays with the glaze in it? Okay, I found a flower pot online. I looked it up on Google. And it's like a modern vase. I'm going to try and put it in here real quick for you. So it has, I'm going to center it pretty much if I can. It has a lip like that. See how cool this black works? You just get a nice brush. Now it has a long neck coming down. Not too long. Just bring it down to about there. And now the vase is going to start coming out on each side like this. And basically all it does is come down and then make the bottom like a curve, like a half smiley face. Just like that. There's my vase. Now I'm going to put a table. I'm going to put maybe round doily around it under the vase. I'll probably make that white, and I'm just going to have an angle on my table that it's sitting on. We'll just angle it like that, and we'll continue it over this way. There's my table. Very cool. It's a good start. I think this is something anybody could do. This isn't that hard to paint. I just wanted to get the outline in there so then I can paint all this. What's cool about this now, I'm going to put some flowers up here first, okay? I'm going to kind of I like these daisy flowers. I'm going to make them just big enough so I could just use one brush stroke in there, okay? And when I lay these, the color in there, it's going to be, I'm going to try and use one brush stroke so it looks like, it'll end up looking like an oil painting, okay? Now we'll put another daisy up here. Maybe this one is kind of like looking sideways. Very good. And we'll put one more, a lower daisy down here. Maybe maybe it's spacing more straight on, kind of. Okay, and then I'm going to do a rose. We'll do a rose maybe up high here. No, I'm going to do another, a different type of flower up here. It's a little different way of doing it, putting the flowers in now. Before I would put my abstract colors up and then paint over it, but this way it's going to come out looking a little different, but it'll look a lot cleaner doing it like this. Ed from Kissimmee, Florida, he calls this pop art, which it is. It's kind of like popular art. And what's cool about this, you don't really have to be a good You don't have to be a good artist. You know what these flowers look like. I'm going to put some small ones down here at the bottom. It's looking pretty good. I decided maybe not to put a rose in here. I might put one in here. It all depends. So this isn't a, if you're new to the channel, you know that I do landscapes. I really like to do landscapes. I'm doing this to maybe to give you an idea. If you're just starting out with art, I think this is something I think you might be able to do. Fairly fairly simple, okay? Because it's not complicated. Oh, here's where it gets a little difficult now. Uh, the leaves. Like there's a lot of leaves, right? There's different types of leaves, so I want to make some better looking leaves than I have been. I haven't been like taking my time. I think I got a picture of one somewhere here. Let me look. All right. Well, those are kind of like the same way I was making them. So I'm gonna make a stem coming out here, and put a couple leaves out here. And maybe some down here. Okay, there's a few leaves. We'll put a few around these flowers too. I think I need another flower in here. And we'll put a bit small one in here. If you've never used this liquid black before, it's made by Liquitex, Basics Acrylics. It's fluid, Mars Black. Okay, look how cool that looks. Just it just works better than grabbing it out of my. Here's my black here. I mean, I would have a hard time grabbing it out of this pile of paint right here. It wouldn't be the same. So keep that in mind. All right, this looking pretty good. Now, what I did yesterday, I made a room in here, believe it or not. Uh, so let's do that. Let's make a room in here. So I'm gonna have we'll have a distant wall in the back here. I'm gonna kind of run it at an angle like this. And then straight up to the top here. It's a little off, but that's all right. And then I'll run my ceiling in here. This just adds a little more to the painting. So now you don't have to put a wall over here. Let's see what it looks like if I just run it straight. I think what I'll do to make it look different than my other one, I'm just going to run this floor all the way to the side and run the ceiling like it's still going that way. Okay. And let's put a window in here. Some kind of window there, or you could put a door. All right, this is looking pretty good. Now it's time to put all the colors in the flowers and do the flower pot, the table. This is the fun part now. Now we get to pick and choose our colors. I'm gonna put something down here, but I gotta wait till I paint the vase, okay? Now, if you want this, if you want, wondering what kind of brush I'm using, this is a Krejci uh, acrylic brush. It's a level 3. They're a little expensive. This is a number 2 round. It's really pointy, so you could make finer lines with it. And it's really, the bristles are pretty stout. It's not a soft brush. It's good for making lines like this, okay? Krejci. If you live somewhere where there's no art store, you can look that up on Amazon. Number 2 round. It's perfect for this type of art, pop art. All right, that's looking pretty good. Let's see if do I got people in here today? I do. Luna, how you doing? Black Cat, Moon Kitty. Miley's here. Hey. You're back. I decided to do another one of these crazy this is the last part of the painting I did last night, the very ending. So I don't have to deal with all that abstract beforehand. This is really cool. You know what I want to do? I want to put a like a border around my window here. Or the inner side of it. To make it look, you know, 3D. There we go. Something like that. That'll work. All right, let's pick some colors now for the flowers. I'm going to use a filbert brush for my flowers. It's the perfect size. I made them in a way where I can use this brush. Now you could turn your filbert sideways to get skinnier sections. See, okay. Now I'm going for a one stroke at a time to make it look more like an oil painting. Now I'm going to start off with yellow. Here's my yellow. I don't have anything in it yet. There's a little red here. And what I'm going to do is grab a little white here. A little titanium white. Mix some white in it. And what I think I might do, I want some, like, maybe some orange streaks in it. So I'm going to take a little red here and just kind of put some red in the yellow there. Just like that. And I'm going to grab those colors now. Here's my glaze. I'm just going to wet my brush with the glaze. Okay. And then grab my paint. Pretty much dip into the glaze each time. Or you can just mix the glaze in the paint. I'm going to grab my paint. Now, when you do these petals, try and do it with one stroke, okay? And you can put it on heavy. Put it on really heavy, the paint. I'm mixing a little red in it as I go. And don't worry about staying in the lines because I'm going to go over the black lines one more time. But the effect you want to get is so you can see your brush stroke, okay? That's the effect we're going for. I'm going to do this one yellow too because I'm going to make yellow, yellow, and maybe this one yellow. Then I'll change up the colors. Grabbing my glaze. Put it on heavy. Lots of paint. Don't go over it twice. It's looking pretty good. Wow. I really like that. I think I'm going to go with yellow on maybe a little red. I'll put a little bit of, I don't have yellow ochre, but I have this, this is like some kind of yellow, Naples yellow. Let's try a little bit of that with my yellow. And we'll get a different type of yellow. Get your glaze. Get your glaze in there. And now I'm going to use this yellow on this flower right here. Pretty good. I'm liking it. So inside these daisies, I'm going to make them brown, okay? Let me clean my brush up. It's a dark brown inside. Mix a little black in it. So it gets a really dark brown. Lots of paint on your tip. I might do them white because they're really not showing up, but I'm going to put brown first and we'll go from there. All right, this is looking good. Let's do a blue flower. I bet blue is somebody's favorite color. So I'm going to mix some blue here. I think I'm going to put the glaze right on my palette now. So I'm going to dump some of this glaze on the palette so I don't have to keep grabbing into my jar. So we'll take some of this glaze and run it right onto my palette. I guess I should mix this glaze right into the color, but all right, I'm going to do a blue flower here next. This is, I think this is ultramarine blue. Here's my glaze. Put some glaze in it. Let's try it right out of the tube. This is blue right out of the tube, okay? It's going to be pretty bright. Might be too dark. I think that'll work. I'll hit it with some white and lighten it up a little bit. I'm going to lighten up that blue a little bit with some white and make a lighter blue, some glaze. And I'm going to hit this flower down here. We'll hit all these small, we got some small flowers down in here. I should be using a smaller brush. That's all right. Very good. I'm going to make this one blue right behind it, light blue. Cool, cool, cool. Check this out. I'm going to make this a white daisy. Well, I'm using a different white today. So I was going to say, watch this white, how nice it looks. I can't say that yet because this is Amsterdam white now. Let's see how bright it looks. Pretty bright. On the flowers, I'm trying to use, one stroke on the flowers, so it looks like an oil painting when it's done. So inside here, I'll use yellow. Try and use one stroke on the flowers if you're going to do this type of painting. Let's do a purple. Let's do purple here. Actually, I'm going to do a white here so it stands out on these blues. It's got a little yellow in it from my from that flower. I'm really digging this. getting ahead of myself here, but you could put white on your petals. Just do it one stroke and really small. Don't blend it in. Just let it kind of set on top. If you want it to look like an oil painting, yeah, this is a good way to do it. With, you can see the paint is standing up here. If you do one stroke, if you do it more than one stroke, then it's going to look like this over here. See? Let me do my flower pot. I should have done that first, so you could see how cool it's going to look. I'm going to do white down here, and I think my flower pot's going to be, let's do red. Wow. Some kind of red. I'm thinking. Or yellow. I think I did yellow last night. Could do blue or red. Let's try, I'm going to try magenta, okay? Magenta with a little white in it. It's going to look like a pinkish color, maybe. But I think it'll look good. Yeah, I like that color. Just fill it in. You don't have to worry about brush strokes on this, just the flowers. I'm going to try my new angle brush. I got a Krejci angle brush for the white plate. I don't know if that's going to be a plate or a like a doily, maybe. Pretty cool. This is kind of like pop art. Pop art. I think I'm going to do a pink tabletop. I'm going to use this magenta, but actually put more white in it. And some glaze. Quite a bit of white, so the table is lighter than the pot. if you hit these lines, don't worry about it because I'm going to go over all the lines again with black to make them look nice and straight. So on my window, I'm going to kind of make it blue because I think maybe you're seeing the sky out there. A light blue. Just some blue in there. All right, this is looking good. I need some of my nicotine here. Hold on. Oh, I got a Pepsi too. Yeah, this one's come out a little different than my other apps. The ones I did, I kind of did them like abstract. We'll put a pink center in here. Let me get some purple going here. I'm going to mix a little yellow in my green to, you know, make it look a little different than what it looks like out of the tube. And I put a little glaze in it. I'll do the top parts kind of with light green and the bottom parts with try a dark green now. My leaves. This is definitely a different way. It's a different way to paint these. Some of the other ones I did more like it was more like abstract. Like these, I laid all the color down first, And then I just kind of tried to make the flowers on top of the color that was underneath. So this looks a little more refined. Let's see who we got in. Bonnie's here. Yeah, I drew it all in black first and then started putting the paint in with one stroke so you can actually see the brush strokes in some of these flowers. It almost makes it, hopefully it looks like an oil painting kind of. It's coming out pretty good. It's different. And then I'm gonna do the black again once all this paint dries. I'm gonna re-hit it with the black. Then it should end up looking all right. Trying to think what else I can do here. I mean, I got all my flowers colored in. I think I want to change my flooring to run more like this, like the angle of the floor. So let me see. Let me look at this. Nope, I'm going to leave it for now. Let me show you what I'm going to do now. Once you get all your flowers painted in the way you want them, try and do one stroke like I did, and then use the liquid black. It's made by Liquitex. Now I'm going to come back and hit the edge of my flowers. You got to watch your fingertip. Yesterday I put my fingers right into the flowers. So you can put your pinky down here, and so you can guide your brush a little easier. Okay. Just put your pinky on the canvas. And just outline your leaves again. If you need to make them bigger, just make them bigger. Just like that. See how that flower looks so cool now? And I'm going to hit it with white on the very tips when everything's done. I'm going to run a stem down here now. I'll probably put a few leaves in there. Let's do the next flower here. if you got a steady hand, you don't have to put your pinky down. Pretty cool. This one's going to have a stem as well. This is actually pretty relaxing, and I think it's not a very hard piece to do. If you're like a beginner painter, I think you might like this piece. It's actually pretty fun. Pretty fun to do. You're going to see what I do when I'm done with this black. It's going to make this thing pop. It's going to look really cool. What's making this possible is this brush. You got to have a good fine tip brush, okay? If you have a soft brush, it's not going to work. You got to have this. It's like it's the tip is very bristly and hard, okay? If you use a soft brush, you're going to have a hard time uh, putting this black on, okay? This is like, I think this brush cost me $20, so it's a very expensive brush. But it works good. Wow. So I'm glad a few of you are watching. That's cool. What I'll do on this, I'll use white around the round part on these flowers, and it'll look cool. It's coming out really nice. Now see how this flower's not, the black lines I covered up a little, so watch what it looks like when you put the black back into this flower. See that? See how cool it looks now? I mean, this isn't hard art. This is pop art. Like Ed from Florida said. Pop art is like pop music, popular art. I think it's short for popular. So obviously this one should sell when I take it out Saturday. although it might not sell. And if you think you got a painting you've done and it's a hit, and you could start selling copies of it, so you don't have to keep redoing the same painting. I put my finger in there, see? So I'm gonna have to do this flower with a steady hand. It's really fun. You got to take your time, but it's really it's going to be rewarding at the end. If I can get it to look good. This is really cool. Now, when I'm done, I'm going to put some white around the whole edge, but you could add these little curly Q things to make it I would wait till you're done putting the white in, but you could put these cool designs in around the edge of your flowers when you're done. Just these curly cute things. Go around the whole flower pot with those, but let me put my white in now. This is going to look awesome. Now when you add the white into here, it really looks good. It's coming out pretty good. And don't forget, I'm still going to add a shadow down here on the flower pot. I'm going to put some light on this pot. There's still a lot to do. This white I'm using, this came out good up here because I used glaze in this white. See how bright that white is compared to here? I didn't use any glaze, so that glaze really works. It makes the color stay bright. Okay. You can see the white down here soaked. It's soaked into the color underneath, and I lost the brightness of it. The good thing is you just got to hit it again. That was a lot of work. That took a whole hour, but I think it's going to be worth it. Let me put the white up here now. I'm going to use a filbert brush, the number 4 filbert. Filbert brush is kind of round on the top, and I'm going to make sure my brush is dry. I'm going to add some white around the edge of these flowers and leaves with a little glaze in it. I guess just mix some glaze in your white on your palette, just a little bit. Take a little bit of white to the side and put that glaze into it. All right, here we go. Now just stay on the outside of your flower, okay, with white. Don't hit the line though. The lines are done. Try not to hit the lines. I'm not doing a very good job. Wow. Look at that. That looks so cool. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to put a little bit of white. The light's going to be coming from the right, so just on a few of these petals, I would just hit it with just the smallest amount of white. Don't fill in the whole petal with it. Just like maybe a little light is hitting in there. Doesn't need much. This blue one really needs it because it looks flat. And I kind of like it. Wow. Very nice. Oh, this flower down here, yeah, I did miss one, huh? I think it needs to be pink. Is that what color you're thinking? A light pink. I did miss a flower. We got to hit some light on these petals. Just a little bit of white. Don't cover the whole petal in there. I'm going to run some white around these daisies. whoops, just around the inner part. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, I think I'll do it, well, it's already got pink behind it, so red. A bright, I think I'm going to do it a bright red with some glaze in it. With a white middle. So small. I don't know how you saw that. With the bright white center. That'll look good. Look at that. Wow. It's turning out pretty good. I think I'm going to have to end it soon because I didn't realize it was going to take this long. I guess I was taking my time. I have a concert tonight that I have to go to. We're playing at the it's called the Water Wheel Tavern. And we'll be playing from 7:30 to 9:30. So if you're in Seattle, you can come and check us out. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Wow, this is coming out pretty good. I really like this. Yay, it's Ed. This is my pop art. I'm telling everybody, this is, Ed would call this pop art down in Kissimmee, Florida. Right on. I did it a little different today, so I didn't have to go through all that abstract fun I had last night. I put all this down first in the back. I really like it. I think I'm going to work on my flower pot now. That's the only thing I don't like. I love this Liquitex black. Look how long that runs for you on your brush. This brush is awesome too. It's Frenzy. It's a Frenzy #2 round. It's really stout. It's good for doing this point contact lining. When you're doing this type of work, this is the best brush I think that I've found. I gotta fix my lip on here. It's getting there. This is my pop art, Ed. I think I might have to do copies of this. I might have to take a few good pictures of this. Let me give you a front shot of it so you can kind of see what I'm seeing. I like the white daisy there. It really stands out. Do. All right, I gotta fix my pot now. Make it look more 3D on. I'm not worried about how long it takes. I'm looking at some shading options here. I got this book. It's a book of borders. All right. I don't know. I guess I'll just do it in white. I'll just say the light's hitting like the curve of it here. Do 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 do. Instead of a black shadow, I'm just going to do try gray here. Might not work. I'm just going to do a small shadow first. Alright, good enough. I don't want to have to do a big shadow. What I do want to do is, I think I want to put some white on the side of these other flowers. Just a little bit. See what that does. Just right in there's fine. Boo-doo-boo. All right, guys. I think that's all I'm gonna do on this one. Hola, Alejandro Juarez. Where you from, mi amigo? ¿Dónde vas? Let's see. Where's a white iris? Oh, is the white iris? Is that one that's like a really tall flower or something? I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about flowers. I'm just kind of putting in flowers that I can recall from memory, but maybe once I start looking at some flowers, I can put some different ones in here. All right, you're in New York. All right. Welcome. Welcome to America. You've probably been here for years. Yeah, I've never been to New York. I bet there's a lot to do there. New York, New York. Yeah. Every once in a while I see I hit my finger in the paint because I usually put my pinky down on the paint, but it's still all wet because I laid it on heavy. I laid it on like one stroke at a time, like oil paint. So let me zoom into it. I'll show you some of the. I like how the brush strokes look on the flowers. You can see it on that white one. I was trying to lay them in pretty thick. All right, guys, I'm going to have some lunch. Yeah, the glaze keeps it wetter. Yeah, I'll look up that, what'd you call it? Yeah. white iris. Yeah. I like how he did, he also did, the way he did his trees, those green evergreen trees. I think I'm going to leave it like this. I was going to do the floor in here with some brown to make it look flat, but I'm just going to leave it like this. It could use a few more leaves up here, I think, some green, but next time I'll know to use some green for the background, maybe down in this area here. Very cool. I like the way this came out. All right, I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to come back. I might do another one before I leave. I don't have to go. I don't have to leave the house for 3 more hours for the show tonight. So I still have 3 hours left. I think I might do a landscape after I eat my lunch. So if you guys are around, come back. We'll see you then. Cheers, everybody. Alejandro, good to talk with you. Ed, Bonnie, as always. Who else was in here? Daniel came in. Oh yeah, no, I haven't done that yet. Like put the two colors on the brush yet. That'd be a good thing to do to get different tones in your flower petals. Yeah. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Cheers.